All right, let's talk about something that for most of us feels absolutely massive, starting a business. But what if the big secret isn't about climbing some impossible mountain? What if it's really just about taking one tiny, super simple step? We're going to dig into that right now.
Okay, so let me ask you something, and be honest. If I told you to go start a business tomorrow, what's that feeling in the pit of your stomach? Yeah, if you're like pretty much everyone else, it's that knot, right? A weird mix of excitement and, let's be real, pure panic.
And why wouldn't you feel that way? The second you even think about it, you're hit with all this jargon. Business plans, venture capital, scalability. I mean, it feels like you need a business degree just to figure out where to even begin, right? All these words pile up into what I like to call the entrepreneurial Everest, a mountain so big and scary that most of us just stay at the bottom and never even try.
But then I stumbled onto this completely different way of thinking that just cuts through all that noise. It comes from a Professor Mucci, and his perspective is so simple, it's honestly a radical rethink of the entire thing.
What if we have it completely backwards? What if all that complexity isn't the real deal, but just a story we've been telling ourselves? What if the actual truth is way, way simpler?
And here it is, Professor Mucci's rule number 15. Starting a small business, not that hard. Just let that sink in for a second. It's so blunt it almost sounds wrong, doesn't it? But this one simple idea is the key that unlocks everything. It's not about pretending there are no challenges. It's about completely reframing where you start.
See, once you accept that it doesn't have to be this big, hard thing, you can finally start taking apart all the myths that keep people stuck. We can shift our whole way of thinking from that massive, complex mountain to just one simple step.
So let's start with the big one, the idea myth. This is the pressure that you need to be the next Steve Jobs, that you have to invent something that changes the world. But the reality? You just need to solve one little tiny annoyance. You know your friend who's always complaining their keys get tangled with their headphones? Or that the corner coffee shop is always out of their favorite syrup? Those aren't just complaints. They're little flashing signs for business ideas.
Then there's the money myth. We immediately picture ourselves on Shark Tank, pitching to a room full of billionaires for a huge check. But the reality is so much smaller. What is the absolute bare minimum you need to solve that one problem for that one person? Seriously, sometimes it's $10 for supplies. Sometimes it's just a little bit of your own time.
And oh man, this one is maybe the biggest roadblock of all, the plan myth. Forget about that 50-page document filled with 5-year financial projections that you'll never look at again. Think about this instead. Could you, right now, grab a napkin and scribble down the 3 steps it would take to get your neighbor to pay you $5 to solve their annoying little problem? If you can do that, well, there's your business plan.
Okay, so we've torn down all that old, scary stuff. What do we build in its place? We build a new framework, a much, much simpler way to think about what a business actually is.
This is it. This is the whole game right here. Step 1, find a pain point. Not a world crisis, just an everyday irritation. Step 2, create a simple solution. And I mean simple. Don't go build an entire app if a checklist on a piece of paper will do the job. And finally, step 3, get one customer. Just find one single person who will pay you for that simple solution. And that's it. You found a problem, you solved it, and someone paid you for it. Guess what? You are officially a business owner. Congratulations! All that other stuff, the scaling, the legal forms, the funding, that can all come later. Or, maybe it never has to.
So let's bring this all back home. Let's make this real for you, right here, right now. Let's forget about that Everest for a minute and just focus on that very first step on the path.
This right here is your new definition of a business. Burn this into your brain. Forget all that corporate talk. A business is just a repeatable process that creates and delivers something of value that other people want or need at a price they're willing to pay. That's the entire thing. It's the same core idea whether you're running a lemonade stand or launching rockets to Mars.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Not what's your 5-year plan, not what's your world-changing idea. Based on everything we just talked about, what is the absolute smallest, simplest, most ridiculously tiny business you could actually start tomorrow? Give it some thought. Because if Professor Mucci is right, it's really not that hard.